Welcome to La Chavala's channel.
Today we'll be analyzing Raymond Domenech tactics for France in 2006 FIFA World Cup. France competed in Group G alongside Switzerland, South Korea and Togo. Switzerland topped the group, while France struggled in the early matches, drawing twice and winning once, collecting just 5 points. One of those draws was a 1-1 result against South Korea, where Thierry Henry scored France's only goal. Despite the slow start, France did enough to finish second in the group and secure a place in the knockout stage. In the round of 16, France faced Spain and fell behind early to a David Villa penalty. They responded with composure, equalizing through Franck Ribéry before half-time. In the second half, Patrick Vieira scored with a header, and Zinedine Zidane sealed the 3-1 victory with a solo goal in stoppage time. In the quarterfinals, they met Brazil in a highly anticipated clash. Zidane's precise free-kick delivery allowed Thierry Henry to volley home the decisive goal in a 1-0 win. The semi-final against Portugal, France took the lead when Zidane converted a penalty after Henry was fouled. In the final against Italy, Zidane again struck first, scoring the 7th-minute penalty in off the crossbar. Materazzi equalized for Italy in the 90th minute with a header from Andrea Pirlo's corner. Domenech loved using the formation of 4-2-3-1. There is Barthez on the goal, who played for Marseille. Right back there is Sagnol, who played for Bayern München. Two centre-backs, there's Thuram from Juventus and Gallas from Chelsea. The left back there is Abidal from Lyon. Two defensive midfielders, there is Vieira from Juventus and also Makelele from Chelsea. The right winger, there is Ribéry from Marseille. Zidane on his last season in Real Madrid. And then Malouda on the left winger from Lyon, and also the central striker, there is Thierry Henry from Arsenal. France has faced opponents using 4 different formations. Against South Korea and Spain, both using a 4-3-3. France had to deal with a strong midfield trio and wide wingers, so they focused on controlling the center and exploiting spaces behind the fullbacks. Against Brazil's 4-4-2 diamond, the narrow midfield meant the flanks were more open, so France used their wingers and overlapping fullbacks to stretch play and create chances. In the semi-final, Portugal's 4-2-3-1 mirrored France's own shape, leading to more direct individual battles and making midfield control crucial. In the final, Italy's 4-4-1-1 gave them defensive solidity and an extra player linking midfield to attack, so France had to be creative in breaking down their compact lines. When France built up from the back, Vieira acted as the first outlet after the defenders win or control possession. He receives the ball from the defenders and looks to progress play quickly but securely. From Zidane, the attack then flows to the wide attacking midfielders, Ribéry on the right or Malouda on the left. This shift to the flank stretches the opposition shape, creating more space either for the wingers to drive forward, cut inside or combine with overlapping fullbacks. Sometimes Vieira pushed forward to join Zidane on the same line. The shape changes to a 4-1-4-1. This means Makelele stays deeper as the only defensive midfielder, taking on the role of receiving the ball from the defenders and starting the play. With Vieira moving higher, the midfield has more attacking presence, giving the team extra passing options and making it harder for the opponent to defend. This forward movement can directly create chances, like in the equalizing goal against Spain. Vieira's advanced position drew the Spanish defenders out to press him, which opened the space behind. He then played a perfectly timed through pass to Ribéry, who could attack the open space and score. By stepping forward, Vieira not only supported the attack, but also disrupted Spain's defensive shape, creating the opening for the goal. When Zidane drops deeper into midfield, the shape can shift into a 4-3-2-1. This movement pulls him closer to the defenders, helping the ball progression and control. If the opponent's central midfielder follows Zidane, it creates empty space between their midfield and defense, space that attacking players can run into, like what happened against South Korea. This makes the attack less predictable and opens new passing options. Sometimes, when Zidane takes the ball directly from the centre-backs, the wingers like Malouda will move inside to offer a short passing option, freeing Abidal to push forward on the overlap. In other situations, Zidane may drop even further to collect the ball, and Vieira will step up into Zidane's attacking midfield position. This fluid rotation keeps the opponent guessing as players interchange roles to keep possession flowing and exploit open spaces. When the build-up starts from Gallas to Makelele, Henry drops slightly from his forward position into the left half space. With Henry dropping back, Ribery pushes forward to take the space Henry left higher up the pitch. When France builds up against a 4-1-4-1 formation, Malouda sometimes drops into the half space. If the opponent's defensive midfielder follows him, Zidane can then move into that space to receive the ball. When Malouda drops to the half space, Vieira and Abidal push forward at the same time. This shifts France's shape from 4-2-3-1 into 3-2-4-1. France sometimes plays the ball directly from the right back to Henry, who makes a run behind the opposition defense. Alternatively, Zidane can be the one who making the run behind the defenders. By sending Henry and Zidane into these gaps, France bypasses the crowd midfield and creates immediate scoring opportunity. In some cases, France plays directly into the attacking third. In the World Cup final against Italy, this approach led to a penalty. The goalkeeper played the ball long. Malouda pushed forward to attack the space, and Henry drifted wide to the left to stretch the defense. This direct move caught Italy off guard and forced them into a foul inside the box. In another case, the long ball went straight to Henry in the center. Malouda moved to the half space, while Zidane advanced to receive the second ball between opponents' midfield and defense. Higher up the pitch, France's front four move around a lot to create space and confuse defenders. In one situation, Malouda drops back to receive the ball from Abidal on the left. When this happens, Zidane shifts toward the left side to offer support, while Ribery moves inside toward the center to become a passing option between the lines. In another case, Ribery dribbles inside from the right wing, pulling defenders toward him. This opens space on the flank for Sagnol to make an overlapping run. While this happens, Zidane makes a run behind opponent's defense, aiming to receive a through pass in a dangerous position. When France shifts into a 4-2-4, in this setup, one of the strikers will often drop into the middle to receive the ball from midfield. This movement pulls a defender out of position and opens space behind the defensive line. When France tries to stop the opponent from building up, they transform into a 4-2-4, where both wingers push higher alongside Henry. This creates four players pressing the opponent's defense, making it difficult for them to pass out cleanly from the back. The idea is to force mistakes or long balls that France defenders can win. Sometimes, France presses in a 4-4-2 shape. In this case, Zidane moves up next to Henry to form a front two, while Ribery and Malouda drop back to line up with Vieira and Makelele. There are also moments when France shift into a 4-1-4-1 or 4-3-3 defensive while defending higher up. Here, Makelele stays as a single holding midfielder in front of the defense, while Vieira moves forward into the midfield line with Zidane, Ribery and Malouda. This creates four midfielders across the pitch, giving France strong coverage to cut off passes between the opponent's midfield and attack. Henry stays up top as the lone striker, ready to press or run in behind if France regains the ball. When France defends, their 4-2-3-1 often shifts into a solid 4-4-2 shape. In this setup, Zidane moves up next to Henry to form two strikers, while Ribery and Malouda drop back into the midfield line with Vieira and Makelele. France's defensive transition is very quick, like their third goal against Spain, where as soon as Spain lost the ball, they quickly won back possession and launched a fast counter-attack, catching the Spanish defense off guard and creating goal-scoring opportunity from the middle third. Throughout the tournament, France is conceding only from a David Villa penalty for Spain in the round of 16, another from a corner kick in the final where Marco Materazzi scored with a header, and the only goal from open play was by Park Ji-sung for South Korea during the group stage. This shows how difficult it was for opponents to break France down in open play. Most of the goals they allowed came from set-piece situations or penalties, meaning their defensive structure and organization during regular play was one of the strongest in the competition.
Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.